All right, here we go, folks. 250, time to go racing here in Indianapolis. It looks like I just got sent a red plate right now from District Designs for Seth Carr, so shout out to them. Here we go, folks. Drop the gate in Indianapolis. Who's going to get the Design Lab co-hole shot? Ooh, part of load goes deep, and it's Seth Carr, whose skins I do not have, getting the hole shot. Oh, huge crash going into the second turn right there. A lot of guys just went down. So it's Carr, Vanderbeek, Quinault, Alex Doyle, Johnny Prodonyi, Jet Holyhead with a good start, also mixing it up as well. And this is frantic action in this little group here on the first lap, but they are all chasing Seth Carr, our points leader.
Yeah, Seth Carr with a great start. I kind of wanted to pick him, but I thought I'd try to be different. Seth Carr, though, always a good starter and early sprint speed, so we'll see what can happen. Look, he's already got such a huge gap to second place right now because of that big start that we had, or crash that we had kind of off the start. So good for him. I mean, man, he's trying to come out and lay down the law. He's up there in the championship, so wants to keep it moving. And I don't know if anyone can catch him if he rides at his speed. Oh my! What the hell?
Look at that! He got crossed up on the face of that triple in and just barely nosed down, did a front flip and rode out of it and kept going. So Seth Carr feeling it here tonight and leading early on with a front flip in a rhythm section. How often do you see that one? Oh,
Vanderbeek tried to. He said, "I can do that too, Mom. Look at me."
He brings Tom Quinault with him. Quinault stayed up on two wheels, and now Quinault is going to be in a fight with Jet Holyhead. So Frenchman versus Australian here in the Holyhead versus Quinault battle. Meanwhile, Johnny Prodonyi moved up into the 2 spot. So Seth Carr pulling away out front, but Prodonyi has now found his way into second as this fight for third continues to roll along.
Yeah, man, that was absolutely wild. It was half a lap ago. My heart stopped at the first one, and by the time I started to take a breath again, we saw someone else going over the bars. So these guys just making small mistakes, seat bouncing, and line choice. But man, what a wild start to this 250 race here. The first of 3 of the night for them. Quinault, though, has got some pressure here. Goes outside to guarantee himself that on, off. And I kind of like that when you have the room to go outside there. The guys are struggling when they go inside, but Quinault right now just kind of going, hitting his marks, and not really losing too much time. But look at this, inside versus outside line on the wall.
Holyhead got real tight right there trying to make that pass. And again, we're seeing these guys jump through the whoops. I was talking to some people earlier today who called me slow and old because I jumped through the whoops on my hot lap. And look at all these young bucks in the 250 class doing it as well. So Quinault up and over the finish line jump, still holding on to third. Goes wide, leaves the door wide open, and allows Jet Holyhead to make the pass. What was that about Andrew Wood?
Yeah, I don't know, and I think that there's not even like that outside line at all in the sand is kind of preferred for much of anything. So just kind of blew the inside right there and gave him the spot. But look at this, Quinault going up the inside here, different lines. Holyhead went outside but wasn't able to triple. So right there, he just lost the spot. Quinault off the track though. Holyhead back in front of him, and they're bringing Balzer, the number 1 E right there, bringing him up behind him. He gets stuck behind Quinault though. But look at this 3-man battle here. Balzer on the way up. Holyhead and Quinault both making mistakes. And look at that. Quinault gets into the back of him. Balzer makes the pass, and Holyhead still holding on.
Yeah, Holyhead kind of got hung up himself at the end of the whoops, and Quinault hit the rear tire there of Holyhead on the 33. So Balzer has now made his way up into the 4 ride. It is still Seth Carr leading, going the other way in the background, and he's got a pretty good gap now established over Johnny Prodonyi. It's looking like about 4 or 5 seconds, I think, by the eye test right there. And then Holyhead and Balzer in this fight with Quinault. It's McIntosh in 6th ahead of Cody Miami Coop in 7th, Max Chwalik in 8th, Alex Doyle 9th, and Seth Crotty rounding out our top 10. And it's just an absolute dogfight back here. Look at this absolute 3 wide on the on-offs. Joey Carter putting J.R. Reyes on the deck as he moves up. Garrett Hollenbeck, who is currently 4th in this championship, I believe, has now just moved his way into a fight for the 10 spot behind Alex Doyle. So fun battles throughout the field. It is all hectic out here, and Seth Carr threw the lead away somewhere. We missed it, and Prodonyi took it over. Now he just crashed, and suddenly it is really tight at the front of the field. Prodonyi just ahead of Seth Carr, and then that fight back there as Balzer down the inside gets Jet Holyhead in that berm to move up into third, and the 1E is marching his way into the 1 position here in this main event. Look at that line from Prodonyi crossing over and missing the pixie stick, but still getting that line.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's the first time I think we've seen that so far. Definitely on camera. People might have been doing it, but man, Prodonyi is just showing some good speed here. Whenever he does come out and start winning races, it does seem like the speed that he has is just like a little bit next level, and no one can really touch him. Just can he keep it up throughout the 3 races of the night? Carr got speed as well, but it looks like he's losing touch a little bit. And Balzer, man, he's showing us the experience he has, the reason why he's running that number 1 plate from last year. He's trying to come out and show these guys that he's got what it takes to get a win too. So pushing through the field like that was very impressive. We're less than 6 minutes into this race, and I like these short races because we get to see not a lot of separation. Prodonyi right there getting the jump across, going over. Look at that rhythm.
Dude,
triple.
It's so different. Over, triple, triple, single, like way different than anybody else is doing in that rhythm section. And I like that rhythm section, man. It's created so many options, especially this 250 class where they can't get a consistent triple online. These guys are really all over the place. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's been doing it every lap, but I did get my live timing up finally here. He doesn't have the fastest lap, but he's only down by 1/100th of a second.
Well,
so
you say that, and he look just at that.
Seth, wait.
Well, it flashed purple for a second because Prodonyi put in a 51.898, and then Seth Carr goes fastest lap of the race at a 51.835. So they are separated by less than 1/10 of a second for fastest lap of the race right now, separated by 2.3 seconds on the racetrack. But I feel like Balzer looks to be the aggressor in this battle, even though Seth Carr and Prodonyi just went faster than him. Man, I feel like the 1E is here to play.
Yeah, I think it just might be the time that he gained. Oh, look at that though. Seth Carr misses the rhythm, and just like that, triple to the outside, and he already put a gap on him right there because Carr not able to continue doing big rhythm or big lines through that section. And now Balzer jumping through the whoops here, gets him nice and clean, has a chance to get close to Prodonyi as Prodonyi messed up in that tight corner, as well as Carr behind him.
Yeah, did the exact same thing, I think, sliding out from that inside rut and then ending up in between lanes there in the track. So Balzer just lays in a 51.664, new fastest lap of the race here on lap number 8 for Rasmus Balzer, now on lap 9 of this one. And I think he's coming, man. He's trying to close this gap down on the race leader.
Yeah, he looks great, man. Yeah, I didn't know if it was okay, they're battling, they're slowing up, but Balzer, once I saw him moving through the pack like that, now he's got clear air and can do what he does. Look at this, triple on offline, gets a nice triple, and he's tripling to the outside, but he is railing this right here, getting so much speed and not losing anything to Prodonyi, who's actually doing a whole different rhythm through there and going inside to inside. So Balzer been nailing this corner right here. See that rut? It's like 2 or 3 different ruts because people are braking and accelerating at different times. So that's why you see some of those guys tucking their front, oversteering, and understeering there.
52.4 for Balzer, this time by 52 flat for Prodonyi. So Prodonyi has responded out front in the closing stages of this one. We're under 2 minutes on the clock in this one to go, plus that lap. So once time expires, the white flag will wave next time by for the leaders. Lap traffic trying to get out of the way as Prodonyi cuts across, does the double overline still, and Balzer jumping to the outside, still going triple on off into this rhythm, but it is real tough to get that line clean, especially as this track wears in a little bit more and those ruts get a little bit more challenging. Love to see the options, man. Inside, outside in these corners. The rhythm section's different. You can jump the whoops. You can blitz the whoops. This track is really actually kind of providing the goods, even though it may look a little bit one line.
Yeah, before I saw the way it was built, if you just show me the track map and not having a lot of 180 bowl berms and stuff like that, I would have said this track would be terrible. The way that it's built, props to the track team for putting together such a good track. So many different options, so many different ruts and lines, all sorts of stuff going on here, and I think that the 450 class will give us just as much, but 250 class is fun because some of the insides are really, really tricky, so you do see people opt to go for an outside when it might not be faster, but it's more consistent. Prodonyi makes a small mistake there with his line, so that's going to allow Balzer to come up as they start to get into lap traffic as well. So going to keep an eye on that, who's doing the fastest lines right now, but as the track breaks in, who is able to kind of consistently do those 3 races in a row. Just like that, Prodonyi makes another mistake on those ruts that we saw.
And he's just going to miss the timer. We got about 15 seconds left on the clock, so Prodonyi checks in, and it's 2 to go this time by. Balzer has been inching that gap down. He's not close enough to make an attack yet for the race lead, but it's getting closer, and now Prodonyi just had a big swap right there, lands outside in the berm, kind of slides a little bit, and here comes the 1E of Rasmus Balzer. 2 to go in Indy. Who gets it done in main 1?
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I checked those last lap times because it looks like Balzer is coming up. Oh, that was definitely close there. Balzer was actually 2/10 slower than Prodonyi last lap, even though we saw multiple mistakes from Prodonyi. But look at this, fighting through the lappers. He gets through them fairly cleanly for how close that seemed to be. And Balzer looks like he lost some time, and he still has not gotten to those lappers. So lappers definitely playing a small part here. Potentially in this, as they keep fighting right there.
Trying to take each other out back there in like 13th, 14th, something like that back there.
And I don't think Balzer got by too after that. They pushed each other wide, but
they're still fighting each other, and Balzer's behind them. White flag is in the air, so I think this is now at the point where it's definitely hurting Balzer and helping the race leader Prodonyi, as Balzer has to go around them as they both got into each other. Finally went down. Seth Carr is still lurking back there. But final lap for Johnny Prodonyi. He's just got to put it together for a few more corners, but this is the tricky part of the track right here. Getting through this corner. He's not going to go for the double overline, but still rolls in, then tries to go on-off right here. So well, now Seth Carr has gotten by Balzer in a pass for second place. Balzer made a mistake, and Carr takes advantage. Balzer casing that triple, still goes for the triple out and gets it. Seth Carr getting this thing a little bit closer, but I think it's going to be Prodonyi here through the whoops one more time. Rolls to the inside, lands in that rut, kind of swings it back around. Fight for second is still on with 2 turns to go as Prodonyi brings it down. Johnny Prodonyi takes main event number 1, and the fight for second was so close to the line. It's going to be
bar to bar.
Oh my gosh.
8 thousandths
of a second. It goes to Seth Carr. We'll have to see.